Hey son, so the next topic is slavery. Let me tell you how you pimp a butterfly. So to give some background, Muslim Spain was casted out, and the church commissioned Prince Henry the Navigator to send Anto and Nuno to bring the first slaves to America. And these first slaves were Moor or Maori. A better way to understand this is when the church cast out the Muslims, they also enslaved them, then sent them to America. That's what happened with the first slaves. Now, these first slaves came from the Ghanaian Empire, or Maori, or Berber Empire, if you will. Now, to have a better understanding that, you have to understand why did we have slavery in the first place, or why did we come to America in the first place? And of course, it was wealth. Now, to understand that, you have to understand who was the wealthiest man in the world at that time, who was also the wealthiest man in history, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was also from the Ghanaian Empire and was also a Moor. Now, here's Mansa Musa's connection with the Ghanaian Empire. His empire supplied most of the world's gold at that time in their salt, at a time where salt was used to preserve food and keep people hydrated. Mansa Musa is famous for saying gold grew like plants where he was from. So his kingdom was essentially the world's main supplier of gold. That's the main reason for people from West Africa and the Ghanaian Empire being enslaved, for their assets. And not only did the Ghanaian Empire have the most abundance of gold, they also have the most knowledge. Places like Timbuktu will go up to Spain and Toledo and translate stories into Latin, making it accessible for anyone bringing up the common knowledge. So when the Muslim Empire was casted out, they clearly had too much power and too much influence, so they became slaves. Now, some of the first slaves weren't just Muslims, they were also natives. And they had slavery to the point where if you didn't do what they say, they would cut off your limbs. Now, the main reason that they came to America in the first place is because Christopher Columbus himself said they had gold, then later using enslavement of natives to have mines for gold. So where did Christopher Columbus come to the conclusion that they had gold? Well, on his second voyage, in his diary, he wrote down that he did receive gold, and there were gold-tipped spears. The natives said they got it from black visitors. He later sent the spears to Spain, and it turned out they were Ghanaian, or Maori, which is supposed to be evidence of Mansa Musa's predecessor coming to America and settling, because he was given a Ghanaian spear. And that's another topic kind of off the track of slavery. So the first slaves, the majority of the slaves came from West Africa. In the Ghanaian Empire, there were previously Moors. They were enslaved, not mostly just to make profit off of them, but to also take from the resources that the Ghanaian Empire had, such as having the biggest supply of gold. Here's where the pimping comes in. For the 14th and 15th centuries, the Ethiopian Bible was established in Rome, and essentially Europe, making it the main religion, all the way until Muslim rule was taken out in the 16th century, making Catholic or Christianity. And with that extreme power of people's religion and belief system, they controlled people, they enforced their will, then prohibited people from learning actual history. So they destroyed the city of Alexandria and made examples of a butterfly.